So I grabbed the ball peen hammer, put my coat on. My buddy was over. Me and him walked down to the corner, turned, looked, didn't see him. Now I'm frustrated. Started to rain a little bit. It's cold. My buddy said, man, let's go this way, man. Cool off, man. He probably went in the alleyway, got high somewhere. Who knows? So we turned the way that I never would have went. And there the son of a bitch was sitting under an awning. And I seen him. And everything that I held in, probably my dad's murder, everything was just a rage. Like somebody was gonna hurt my mother 5 years after I lost my father in my neighborhood. And he went to put his beer down, but I seen his eyes were right on me, directly looking at me. So I put my hand right where the hammer was. As soon as he lurched forward, I hit him. I thought I caught him in his face, but I caught him right behind his ear. He was dead before he hit the floor.
It still hits, I don't miss. I just go, go, go like a go-go flow. And I'm almost done, and I told you so. When I throw these flows like it's Rochambeau, and I ain't too close, it's Joe Smo goes. And I'm on my grind, that is all the time. I do not do breaks, that's right, I stay in dry. And look, I'm back with a little bit of that, a little more cash than it came with. Ready, that cat is out that bag, but I still ask you, the boy got skills. I don't need her, I don't need him, I don't need help with me, I got this. I can sing songs, I can spit raps, and I can do both, even do this, word.
This episode is brought to you by Sweat Tent, the pioneers of the portable wood-burning sauna. Did you know that using the sauna 3 to 4 times per week could reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 50% and make you 60% less likely to experience Alzheimer's disease? That's why I've been a big fan of the sauna for years. But having to go to a crowded gym to do it isn't ideal. And all the at-home options are bulky and expensive. That's why I only use the Sweat Tent for my sauna needs. It's the most storable and affordable wood-burning sauna on the market. It not only takes minutes to set up, but it can reach 200 degrees Fahrenheit in 30 minutes or less. So whether you're enjoying it yourself in your backyard, with friends, or in need of a reliable sauna on the go, Sweat Tent is your best choice for the most portable, storable, and enjoyable outdoor sauna experience. All On The Stacks listeners will receive $100 off when you use code OTS. Visit sweattent.com today to get $100 off your purchase with code OTS at checkout. Again, that's sweattent.com to get $100 off with code OTS. Sweat Tent, helping you fire up your home wellness routine. This episode is brought to you by Wilkes Consulting, a Ramsey preferred coaching firm. Are you drowning in debt? Is the weight of financial stress holding you back from living the life you were meant to live? Then it's time to break free and regain control of your financial future. Wilkes Consulting specializes in financial and debt consulting. Their team of 4 highly trained Ramsey Solutions advisors are ready to help you take charge of your money. Whether you're looking to get out of debt, pay off student loans, or simply need assistance on how to prepare to buy a home, Wilkes Consulting can help you fine-tune your budget and provide the resources and guidance you need to meet your goals. Don't let debt or the fear of finances control your life any longer. Head over to wilkesbarre.com and book a hassle-free, no-obligation call. Your first step towards financial freedom. Again, that's wilkesbarre.com, wilkescopa.com. Wilkes Consulting, making financial independence a reality. This episode is brought to you by Burn, the fitness company behind the Today Show approved Burn board. If I'm being honest, working out can be a real chore, especially as a new dad in desperate need of sleep and cardio. Burn is founded by NEPA native Jimmy T. Martin, and his Burn board offers a low-impact core and cardio experience unlike anything I've done before. They have hundreds of on-demand workouts that are great for beginners, seasoned athletes, and out-of-shape podcast hosts who love supporting small businesses. My wife and I use it pretty frequently throughout the week, and it's honestly a great way to burn a ton of calories without burning a ton of cash. Not to mention, it's a great tool for skiers, runners, wrestlers, and hockey players. Jimmy is offering all On The Stacks listeners 15% off when they use the code STACKS15. Visit theburn.com today to get 15% off your purchase with code STACKS15 at checkout. Again, that's theburn, THEBRRN.com to get 15% off your purchase with code STACKS15. It's time to get on board today with Burn.
And I had this mirror that I bought at commissary, and it was so plain and plastic and stupid that I made a frame. And around the frame, I cut out a bunch of faces from Maxim magazine. I cut out El Chapo, Pablo, and this other drug dealer, and the guy from the Shower Posse, and Mark Zuckerberg, who was the youngest billionaire ever. I put him on there. I'm like, oh, if I can do this. And I'm looking at it, and it was like 11 pictures. It looked nice. I hung it on the wall. And then one day I'm looking at it, I'm looking at that mirror, and I'm saying, damn, man, I seen an article about the 12 most dangerous people in the world. So I started counting the pictures. It's only 11 on there. But if I put that on there, and I look at that mirror, that 12th person is me. Because I'm the most dangerous person in the world to myself. Because only I can change or make decisions to do wrong.
Aren't we all?
Exactly. Oh, of course, 100%. How many people you know change a tire, change their hair color, change their beard, do this, change a diaper, but we're so hesitant to change a fault in our character because we think or we feel, I'm not changing for nobody. I'm not doing this. I'm going to keep doing me. I want to do this. And we wonder why we're getting left behind in things or we're stagnated. Is that change is important. For me, it was detrimental. If I didn't get rid of that demon and change who I was going to die in prison.
So you knew that.
I knew that.
You knew that then?
I knew that at that point, just didn't know how to do it.
Didn't know what to do.
Didn't know what to do. I know writing was helping. So I stuck with it. And the gods blessed me because the counselor came to me and said, Mr. Cavaliere, are you interested in getting a transfer closer to home? I said, yes, I am. They said, okay, when will you do this civics course and this program here and thinking for a change and we'll get you closer to home. No problem. I got in the program, started doing it. Now, mind you, I'm already educated school-wise. I went to college, my first bid, got a barber's license, my first bid. I'm not uneducated. But now here I am. They're asking me, okay, I'm going to do it. And I started liking it. And I did it, and they shipped me to Dallas, which is not far from here.
Back to northeastern PA.
Yeah, right across from Retreat, right across Hunlock Creek, right across the Susquehanna.
Right across the street.
Yeah, right across the other side of the mountain.
Yeah.
And I was hesitant about going there because I heard bad rumors about the place being violent and being this and that. But not that I was scared. I was just
I want to change. More trouble. Yeah.
I want to change. And I said, well, here I'm going to go in the jungle.
I don't need any more problems.
And what the funny part about that was they stuck me in the jungle. I went right to the worst block in the jail.
Which was?
Bravo block, B block. And they stuck me on B block. And I get there and I walk in and my buddy's there, ER. Runs the jail. South Philly boy, black dude, knows me from the streets. Dealt with him in the streets because you deal with everybody, like I said, corner boys in Philly.
Yeah.
And we had no beef with him and he was a benefit. So I know him. So here he is, another friend of mine, Gotti's there, another guy's there I know, my buddy Kesey's there, he's home, Gotti's home, Kesey doing the right thing on the right path, both of them, God bless them, big ups. Kesey and Gotti, I love yous, doing the right thing out there. But they're there, so I fit right in. And here I am battling now. I got to survive in here, can't look like a chump, but I want to keep doing. So I kept doing my writing. And this is going to bring you full circle. It's going to blow your mind. My buddy, Sean Butler, I told you about, was on the streets. And when I slipped back into the streets, he slipped back into the streets.
Oh, by the way, I want to interrupt you for one second. Because at this point, you're probably maybe getting close to the story of meeting Chris.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So before we do, I just want to give a shout out to Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Santoro, man.
Big shout out to Chris. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now and be the person I am if it wasn't for my dearest and closest best friend, Chris Santoro.
Yeah, so shout out to Chris for connecting us.
Shout out for Chris.
I got a random phone call one day. I'm just going to tell the story real quick.
Go ahead.
I got to come back to yours,
I
right?
ain't going to forget it.
Yeah.
I got identity memory. I don't go nowhere.
Good. But yeah, one day my phone rings and, the only reason I answered, I get just from business, I get a lot of phone, a lot of calls where I might not have your number saved yet because, it might be your first time calling me, right? So I get tons of calls all the time, don't know who the number is, right? And I think that day I was answering the phone no matter what the number was on my phone that showed up because I think I was waiting for like a furniture delivery or something, right? So I was like waiting for that call, like, hey, we're coming, whatever. I just want to make sure we're gonna be there, right? All that. So phone rings, number. I'm like, I just answered it like right away, and it was Chris. No clue who he is. Well, know him now, right?
Yeah.
No idea who he.
No fucking clue.
No clue at the time, right?
Hey, that's the way he is too. God bless him.
Yeah, no clue who he was, and he's like, "Hey, Bill." I'm like, "Yeah, hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey, I just, I got your number from Maria Treno, blah blah blah." She said you're like the guy for podcast and this and that. And he's like, he's telling me lots of information,
It does it. Overloads you.
Yeah, but all good, like he's telling me about you, and he's like, I'm a former prison guard, and I'm friends, with this Dennis and blah blah, and like we're trying to do a podcast, you do a podcast, like how can we link up? How can we work together? Blah, blah, all this and all that. And I'm like, wow, this all sounds like really interesting. And like, all that and all that. So, fast forward to today, obviously this was probably like, I don't know, like a month and a half or something, a month ago, but
a little over a month ago.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just happened to answer the phone and it's Chris, no clue who he was. And I was just like, yeah, sure, man. Like, let's talk, we got talking. And then, here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. It's crazy how those things work out, man.
Ain't it? That's why I said I'm a firm believer in fate, destiny, and karma.
Yeah.
Because
Same.
It goes around, and it's gonna blow your fucking mind.
All
This
right.
is true. You can fact check this thing. People out there that doubt it, fact check it.
It's all right. I've been fact checking you.
Yeah, my childhood friend, the one I told you I met in the prison who killed the guy for his mom, like I did, who went home, and I went in the streets. He went into the streets. Well, he went into the streets. He just like me, probably made 10 times. He probably gambled more money than I made because he was a heavy gambler. He probably gambled 6-7 million away. That's how serious he was. I mean, he used to wear. They used to call him Jeezy because he had the diamond necklaces before the rappers had them. He had the tennis necklaces with the VVS's in them. I mean, $100,000 watch on in 2002. Well, anyway, I'm in jail. He's on the street, holding me down, and he gets indicted. He gets caught up in something. Goes to the feds. Well, he's in the feds. I didn't know he had a state charge too. I just thought he was in the feds. My mom said, Sean's away. We call him Shiz, and he's away. My mom loves him. It's like her second son, just like his mom is to me. So I'm like, yeah, man. And I'm thinking in my mind, damn, man, ain't nobody gonna be my legs out here. Who's gonna do things for my kids and shit? No, that's all right though. He'll be home. He'd be all right. As long as he's all right. He didn't get a lot of time. He got 4 years. But now I'm at Dallas. I'm in the ghetto. I'm with the guys. I'm doing my writing. A couple of years, I get there, it's 07. 3 years go by, 10. 2011 comes around. I'm sitting there. I get a letter in from the yard. Yo, man, your man's on F block. I said, my man's on F block? He's like, yeah, here's a letter. He gives me a letter. It's fucking Shiz. He went from the feds to friggin' Dallas, and he's on F block. I go right to the guards. Now I got pulled with the guards on the block at the time. They all respect me, and we keep me.
Yeah, we got to talk about that in a minute.
We
too,
are.
By the way,
me and the guys are organizing things, and we're trying to keep things in order and keep things, civil. So I said, I need a favor. It's my buddy right here. Here's his name and number. He's on F block. I need him moved over to my cell tonight. Can you do that for me? Guard said, yeah, let me call the unit manager. Made a call. That night, my homie was in the cell with me.
that's wild.
In the fucking cell, we're sitting there looking at each other like, how the fuck we get here? From millions, from nicks to bricks, from millions to zillions, we're sitting in a fucking cell, literally 15 miles from the state prison we went when we were fucking
And you're
18.
back.
And we're back.
Together. Brought the gang back together.
What? It was
Crazy.
unreal. And here we are sitting there. And it was like a relief came off of me because I felt like I had family here after being alone. Even though I had the guys that I know, this is my man. So everything lightened up. And I got into writing real heavy. And I started getting the books together and getting everything together. And that's when, funny story, the guard that took me out for therapy for my knee, because I had a knee injury when I came into jail and I had to go out for therapy in 2011, was Chris Santora. And I knew him a little bit, seen him around the jail. One day, one of the guards joking around, he brought in Geno's and Pat's steak bag, went down the city. He brought the empty bags into me. Didn't even bring me a cheesesteak. And Chris was working that day overtime on that block, and he seen it, and he remembered that. So we're riding in the van. I'm all shackled up, going to Waymart to go see a therapist, and we started talking. This guy's got some sense, you know what I mean? Italian like me, We're laughing, busting it up. Real nice guy, man. Made the trip easy, made sure we got something to eat and everything. Boom, took me back. About 2 weeks later, he gets the position to work down on Bravo block because he was working in the hole and he wanted out of there. And the only thing open was the guard left Bravo to go to night shift, and he had that job. So one day I come out the cell, I see him sitting there, hey, what's going on, man? You following me? He's like, no, he's got working down here. I'm working there. That's how he talk, working. I'm like, yeah, tell you why, I'm working down here. I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah. So we started busting it up every morning. Little shit coming out. Yeah, you want a cup of coffee? And he sees how I'm moving. The other guard tells him how, who I am and how things are down here. And, we got to talking, and he's just real, and never thinking it would be where we're at now, about 10, 12 years later.
You're both in the same place, like physically.
Physically.
But he's on one side of the cell, you're on the other.
He's Grays, I'm Browns.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Wild.
the respect was no different than if I was talking to another convict because he treated me that way. Now, mind you, is there guards that put your foot in your... Yeah. You got guards that come in there, man, they got slapped as kids if they got bullied, but they take total advantage. And I could have a cup this cup, for example, this bottle, I have a water bottle. Mm-hmm. They don't want you having that water bottle once it's empty. But I fill it back up again and use it. This guard comes over, that fucking bottle, I'll write you up, I'll put you in a hole for a bottle. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm not stabbing nobody. I'm not hurting nobody. But Chris was different. And a lot of guards like that are different. They're not all, like I said, the majority of them ain't bad.
There's good ones and bad ones.
Yeah.
You get that everywhere.
Everywhere. But a lot of the convicts judge all of them as bad. And that's one of the things I told people, don't always judge it by color, man. Judge it by character and personality. If that man shows you respect, then give respect. You know what I mean?
Have you always thought that way?
Well, my father raised me that way. He said, never disrespect a person until they disrespect you. Okay? And always give a person respect first, even if their ignorance doesn't allow them to see your respect. So if a person is ignorantly like just nose in the air, snobby, hey, you like it, I love it. Go ahead. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, you're no threat to me. You know what I mean? On the other side of the spectrum, if you're a threat, eliminate. But that's different. But
eliminate the threat.
Yeah. But this was different. Like with Chris, this was different. This was like I seen it. And not just him, his partners too. They all were good dudes.
Coming from the street, do you feel like you had this like gut feeling? Do you feel like were you able to just when you met somebody, with the experience that you have, right? In the streets, right? Do you feel like you when you meet somebody like that you just have that gut feeling like, hey, like even though, he might be considered an opposition, right? It's like, well, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
You can almost like you can trust him.
I know why. I'm gonna tell you. Because my father used to have cops come to the house. And one of them, his son, is a good friend of mine, he's a cop, Carmen and Joe Iacuzio. They used to come to the house with my dad. And my dad, whatever my dad did with Carmen, I don't know if it was anything bad. I can't ever say that. But my dad dealt with him. They both went hunting together. You know what I'm saying? So my father treated him with respect. So for me to automatically say, fuck you because you're a cop, I don't do that. It's a job. You're taking care of your family. All right? I don't judge you. Now, if you're the guy talking about the fucking water bottle and I don't want you fucking on the phone an extra minute, then you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
You're poking the bear for no reason.
Right.
Care, custody, and control is your job. It's not judge, justice, and jury, and executioner. So that's the big. Yeah, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a good character judge. I can see that. You know what I mean? And like I said, the majority of guards that work down that jungle block, Bravo, I give them all props because I don't think there was maybe one asshole out of the 25 that were down there the 15 years I was there because I was on that block for 15 years.
15 years?
Yeah.
On Bravo?
On Bravo.
So what were the people like on Bravo?
They come and go, but the majority of them, we were like a tight-knit family. And believe it or not, there was a lot of gangs in the jails coming through, the Bloods and the Crips now, but it didn't exist on Bravo. We didn't tolerate it. And
like violence?
The violence and the nonsense. Like I said, you're going to have the liquor. You're going to have the weed. We didn't want the heroin and the cocaine guys dying on the block. But if guys was making hooch in the cell or making moonshine or smoking a couple of joints, they're not hurting nobody. They're men. Let them do what they do. And even the guards would look past that little stuff. Like if we found out there was Bloods trying to bring coke or crack or something like that, it was dead. We'd get rid of them. We had Fight Club. I'm gonna tell you about Fight Club.
Fight Club. Yeah, I want to know what goes on behind bars.
I'm gonna tell you about Fight Club, and you know stories about Dallas. You heard about the guy getting killed, the guard supposedly. Okay,
right.
So we have Fight Club, and Fight Club on Bravo Block was organized because you had guys like me, you had guys like ER, where you and so had beef. Okay, and we don't want it to go to the bangers, to the knives, to guys stabbing each other over nothing. You're a man, he's a man. Come on, we'll go in the basement. The guard would open it because the showers are down the basement. And usually a guard has to be down there when people shower because you only shower one time a day there. 8:20 at night to 8:40 at night. 197 people got to get a shower, 24 shower heads. Imagine that.
That's a lot.
It's 5 of us on one shower head.
For real?
Oh, yeah. That's why I said
5 dudes on one shower.
5 dudes on one shower
What
head.
the hell?
Yeah. Now, I'll get to a story about that and how the guards, once you get cool like me, they would open the showers during the day and let me go shower by myself. Yeah, you get privileges. Older guys, older gentlemen who know they open the doors and let us go down. Now, I don't know how it is now. They probably went back to the old way since a lot of bullshit happened. But we had Fight Club. You had beef, he had beef. Yo, Chris, open the door. Me and ER going down with them. I'd pat you down. You ain't got no weapon on you. ER pat the other one down. Go down there. Y'all rip till y'all done. I don't care if it takes 2 seconds or 20 minutes. We ain't leaving here till it's resolved.
And the guards let you do this?
Yeah, open the door, let us go down there. And they would rip. Now here's the condition. They both are scarred up. Nobody goes to the chow hall. We got to feed them until they're healed. Get ice for them, take care of them. I stitched a couple guys up. I'm pretty good at it. True story.
You're a doctor too.
My friend,
street surgeon.
My friend Lisa, who's a doctor of education in New Jersey. Big shot to Lisa. Big help of me. It's my counselor. That's my every morning text message. Girl, staying focused. Know her for 40 years. She tells me that Dennis, you could probably pass the exam, the test for being a doctor better than I could. But I'm not no doctor. Yeah. But I've learned to get around. But yeah, Fight Club worked because what it did was tired them out most of the time, made them realize it wasn't that big of a deal. And two men went to battle like the gladiators in the Roman times, and it was over with.
And nobody's dead.
Nobody's dead. Nobody's going. There's no reports getting done.
But nobody ever took it that far?
Nope. Never. Not one time while we were there.
Why do you think that?
Because of the respect that the guards showed us to allow us to be men and not be over top of you like a 2-year-old putting a foot on you. You can't do that. Or like the slave master with the whip saying, yes, sir. Yeah, I'm the overseer. No.
So they gave you a little bit of space.
Gave us a little bit of space because nothing else was working. They couldn't figure it out. The captains couldn't figure it out. The majors and the 6 or 7 wardens I seen come through couldn't figure out the stabbings and the violence on Bravo Block. But we could. We could do it on our own. Treat men like men and they'll be men. Show respect to men, and they'll show it. Now, you get 1 or 2 bad apples, but we weed them right out. As soon as we get a bad apple, one thing I do agree with I changed my opinion about the Guantanamo Bay is waterboarding works. Because there's times where we got one of these guys.
That's what happens to the bad apples.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I get a couple young boys that are hot-headed, wild, got so much testosterone.
Think they're the shit.
I say, do me a favor. You know so-and-so down there is causing all the trouble. I think he brought them Suboxones and them heroin over here. Get him in the 26 cell. Get him tied to the bed. And they do it. They get him in there. And I come in. I say, here's your option. Either you go to the guard, tell him you want to go to the protective custody, you're scared for your life. I ain't doing that. Tied to the bed. Okay. Or I'm going to change your mind and make you do it. And, you going to beat me up? I'm not going to mark you. Get the towel, put it on his face, start waterboarding him. After about 3 minutes of that, I can't wait to go to the guard and tell him never could have come back. Yeah.
It works.
It worked, man. And I'm talking about bad apples. I'm talking about guys who thought they were Tukey in California, the head of the Crip. They thought they lived and breathed that Crip and blood stuff, man. They lived and breathed any other gang shit or any other illegal shit that we didn't want down there. Or they were robbing people's cells, going in cells and taking old guys' food, and we found out. That's how we dealt with them. And believe me, they would work. They go to no marks on them, no hurt, a little bit of near-death experience, but they go to the bubble and they say, listen, man, I don't want to be here no more. I fear for my life. Take me to it. And the guard would call them and they would come take them out, take them to the hole, but they would never come back to Bravo.
That's it.
And it worked. And it changed the block so much so that it was just a whole different living environment. And Chris and guards like him kept it the best kept secret. They didn't want other guards to know how nice it was. And sometimes when guards would get forced to do mandatory overtimes, they would come down there and they'd be bitching, moaning. And after like 6 hours, like, hey, man, it's nice down here.
It's nice on Bravo.
You got 6 guys in the day room sitting down eating together. What's going on? Like, the guys would cook meals. And I actually just did a video I'm going to try to release pretty soon of an actual, which we call a penitentiary pot. We don't call it, I know you heard of the word chi-chi. We don't call it chi-chi no more. It's called pots. And big shout out to Louisiana because got the idea from down there, put it in the pot, gumbo. And that's what we do. We make gourmet. And some of them, I made one for my son the other day, and I filmed the whole thing from beginning to end, how to make the cooker, how to do the donut, to fry the summer sausage, everything. It's all on there. I'm in the process of cutting, editing, and splicing right now. I'm going to try to put it up on YouTube for everybody to check out. So you'll check it out, man. It's pretty interesting, man. My son couldn't believe it. And when my son tasted it, he said, Dad, you can sell this shit. And the guards would come on the block on overtime and see 6 or 7 guys at a table in the day room sitting there eating this. And they're like, can I try that? That looks better than the food in ODR. And they would take a bite, and they were hooked. And I had guards coming to me saying, Daddy, oh, man, listen, what do you need from the kitchen? I'll bring you some cheese and some onions and peppers. Can you make me one of them pots?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I started making strombolis for them. They all got fat because of me. Here I am making, mine's a little healthier, fish and rice with some onions, but they got these big cheese things with pots and meat in there. Yeah. They couldn't believe how the environment changed in that little bit of time. And Chris wound up getting hurt and going out in 2015. He didn't see the full transformation.
Of you?
Of me and everything, because so much so that I got inspired by watching the younger guys really listen when I talked. And I told them to sign up for programs, and I would go with them and sign up for online classes. And there's some free college programs you can do. Write to them, they'll write back to you. And they started doing it. One guy was sitting there doing child psychology. One other 26-year-old was doing embalming. He was trying to be a mortician. He was doing an online course. I walked in. I'm like, what do you do with this, Al? He showed it to me. I'm like, wow. And these guys still call me to this day. They all call me from the prisons. I probably got 2 prison phone calls now that I'll get to tomorrow. They always call me, and I, do what I can for them, which ain't much right now because I'm trying to get everything else going. But whatever I can do, call a person, put phone time on for them, I do it. You know what I mean? I had to order them Venmo cards and them, what's it called? Cash App cards, so I can. Yeah. They're easy to use for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Chris didn't get to see the full transformation at the time. He knew a lot of it, and he heard a lot of my speaking, and he said it helped him to become who he is today. But it really took off in like 2016, 17, when one of the majors in the jail came to me, and he said, if you can totally stop any incidences at all happening down here in the next year, I'll bring you the PlayStation 4. I'm like, how about this? Because there was nothing going on anyway at the time. I already had it under control. I said, give me 9 months where you don't get one incident report from down here, and you give me the PlayStation, and I'll give you over a year. I promise you, as long as I'm here, you won't have a problem. 9 months came, true to his word, he brought a TV down, a big one, and a brand new PlayStation 4, and Madden 20, whatever the hell it was, and the other one, and we had it. And they didn't have an incident all the way up until the coronavirus. And I'll tell you why. In October of 20, because of my age and I was getting short, and the virus started running through the jail, and I never got it, they started moving guys to different jails that were less likely to have incidences, and I was one of the guys. So they took me from Bravo and moved me to Frackville. 2 weeks after I was gone, 3 young dudes on B block wind up life flighting out 3 other blood members that were down the block when I was there, but they were listening to kids. But when I left, they saw an opportunity, the blood, to try to vie for their own little position.
Take over.
But my young guys that I raised didn't want to see that go. Instead of handling it the way I would have handled it, one at a time, whatever, and getting them out of there, they went at them. And it blew up bad. And when I found out about it, I got sick, you know what I mean? And it kind of destroyed me a little bit because I blame myself, like, why didn't you tell them guys nothing's worth doing that? You know? And luckily nobody died, everybody, and one of the guys actually came to Frackville, one of the blood guys. And when he seen me there, it's a phenomenal story. He walked up to me, and I'm thinking, like, am I going to have beef because that was my guys that hurt me?
Yeah.
He said, no, man, I want to give you props, man. He said, I thought I was following something, man. But what your boys did after you left, when we tried to do what we did, taught me, man, that shit ain't about nothing. He said, man, I'm done with that shit. And he's changed. You know what I mean? And it kind of like brought a tear to my eye a little bit because he was like, you would have thought he was from California, how hard he thought he was with that gang shit. And here he is telling me in a different jail where I'm nobody and I don't have none of my family around me. He's telling me, you know, he learned something. I'm like, wow. Like, what the fuck? That's deep. That was deep. That meant a lot to me. That really did. You know what I mean? I used to go to I didn't like going to the yard no more. I was off that yard. It's like a dog pen, walking around in circles in the track and just miserable looking at the gate and you can't get in the woods. You know, you want to get out there and I'm getting short. But I would go out there every other Sunday just to talk to him to make sure that he was still, you know, doing what he was doing. And he was.
Wow.
Yeah. So
how did you learn, how do you learn to like trust people?
I trust everyone. It's just what's inside of them I don't trust. So I kind of like give you enough space to tell me whether I can see manipulation a mile away. I can see ulterior motives a mile away. I mean, from that book, How to Win Friends, really gives you a lot of insight on that. And I trust you as long as you do right. The minute I see you falling and I give you advice and you just push it to the wayside, I'm done with you. You know, I'm done. That is one of my pivotal moments where I say, I'm not going to risk anything bad happening to anyone else because of you. But I do trust people. And I try to give people enough to prove me otherwise. And once they prove me otherwise, I'm done. You know, I don't. And now if you come back to me and you show me that you're trustworthy again, I'll give you. I'll give you.
Give second chances.
Seconds and thirds.
And thirds.
Oh yeah, I've been giving them. Yeah, I'm on my pushing my fourth probably.
You?
Yeah, right now. I mean, being who I am today, I mean, I shouldn't be where I'm sitting right now across from you. You know what I mean? Like I said, even though I didn't tell you that case was, I deserve never to go home for what you know what I mean, for the pain and just the drugs alone. When I think about, I watch the show Intervention, big fan, and cry all the time.
Do you feel like you should be in jail for life?
I did for the pain I hurt to people, indirectly, like the women, like the drugs. I hate them. I really do, because you don't know the effect. It's a blind violence. You know what I mean by that? Like, you don't realize
you can't see what's happening.
That the kid's sitting in the room and he's ate Fruity Pebbles for the past 4 days because mom spent every fucking dime on drugs. Like, is it the woman's fault? No, she's addicted. It's my fault. I did that to that kid. That's what's the hardest part for me. Mm-hmm. That's one of the biggest regrets I have. Anything, if you were in the street and I was in the street and you were doing what you did and I did what I did, we had beef, I can live with that. You know what I mean? You know, ask, one of the guys in the Revolutionary War if they shot one of the British officers, if they feel bad. No, it's war. And then, the streets are war. But that right there is not. That's like,
how do you make it right?
Doing what I'm doing now, trying to reach out, trying to speak to kids, trying to get this movement off the ground, trying to make MBK and pros and cons into an ability to help those who may have suffered from drugs, may have needed addiction counseling, trying to work with reentry programs now, OVR in Philadelphia. I'm trying to work with other people to help organize a system. Even though they have some in place, they're flawed because they sound good on paper. You look at it on paper, you read it, it sounds good, but it's hard to get to. It's a hard process road. Why can't we simplify it? Why can't we make it easier and more accessible to help people? And a lot of it's spending time with the kids. Like, let me go talk to them. Let me take them on a walk down the road. Let me show them where I was at 14 robbing trains, where I was at 16 locked up for murder, where I was at 17 upstate in a penitentiary, where I'm at now 51 years old, what my kids lost. What all the money in the world can't give you. Nothing. Can't. I don't give a fuck if you're sitting like my buddy, gambled away $6 million. But what did it do? Nothing. But him being now, he has a young daughter, he has a bunch of kids, he's doing the right thing out there. And he's just like, he looks at it like, you can do it right, And that's what I want to let these kids know. They can do it right. Even if it's the barbering. If kids want to get in the barber and hair cutting, reach out to me on Facebook. No problem. Introducing you to it. You can get your barber license in Pennsylvania at 16, legally. So, as long as you got an 8th grade education, I'll hook you up. I'll get you into it. You know what I mean? This is what I want to do. I want to show the children, which they are the future, man. It takes a village to raise a child, man, and we forgot about that. And that's what a lot of it I want to do. I want to try to bring back that sense of unity. And a friend of mine, the doctor I told you about, just went to Ghana in Africa. She spent maybe 10, 12 days over there. An extremely poor country. They can't even have drinking water. And she sent me pictures of the Tree of Souls and everything. And the people were so nice. There's no violence. They don't have nothing. But they all raise each other. And if there's an outcast or a problem, they outcast them. And the problem's gone. But they stay together. But where are we at in the U.S.? Where are we at in these inner cities? Where are we at in Scranton when a police officer gets gunned down by 2 kids in a gang?
It's war.
It's war.
It's war.
Everybody says, the cops are bad. I'm not saying there ain't bad cops. Of course, we know that.
Yeah.
We see the videos.
It's bad on both sides.
Yeah. But us turning around and shooting somebody that might be a good one, what does that do?
Nothing.
Makes
it worse.
It makes it horrible. And that's what we're doing. And not only are we doing it in that faction, the parents are letting the kids be raised by themselves. Everybody got to work all these jobs to keep up with the monies and the inflations, and everybody's wondering where all this money came from COVID, and we're paying for it now by the prices of eggs and milks and women having to work. You can make $40 an hour, work 50 hours a week, and still struggle.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It is insane.
And the kids are suffering because they're getting raised by video games and the internet and YouTube, and we're not there to show them. That's why I try to take time out and talk to my grandkids, talk to them. Turn the game off. Let me talk to you for a minute. You know what I mean? Let me show you something. You know what I mean? I took all my grandkids to see horses. I took them to his stables, not to go riding, just to go look at the animals. I had them feed the horses with the hay. They were blown away. Like, it was like, this really exists? This is real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's experiences.
Exactly. It's time. Time, the greatest thief, man. Everybody's so caught up in this and that we don't give back time. If I can just have 29 hours in the day, I could do so much more with that 5 hours, I think. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Do you feel like, with how much time you spent behind bars, like, do you feel like you were robbed of time?
Of course. But I don't think I'll ever make it up. And I don't want to make that time up because it's over with. It's past. But I want to value every moment I have now. I feel like if I don't do something every day, I don't care if it's just posting something or saying something, or one goal towards something, then I feel like I'm wasting my time. And I don't have time to waste now. That's why I'm so adamant about getting here. About when you offered the invite, I was adamant. Like, I don't care how far it is, I'm going to get here.
Yeah.
And
which
I said,
give you props for that, man.
Yeah, being home only a little bit of time and learning everything with the technology and the social media and trying to keep up and trying to worry about people robbing me on the internet because I'm stupid. And it happened already.
Yeah.
I had to change my card already. And I don't even have my own vehicle yet because I'm so scared and taking out a car note and it's the worst investment in the world, that I'm trying to get the money up to where I could buy something that can get me from A to B, and not worry about having some ridiculous interest note, just pay my insurance and gas. Because that's where I'm thinking. Now, back in the day, I wanted the CL5 AMG. I wanted the Lexus LS470, the Acura CL Type S. I had to have it.
The $50,000 snake.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't care. But now,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't even want to get into. I don't want to get into a car note because I'm like, I don't have the extra money to waste. I could put it towards something different. I could spend more time. I could get the podcast. I could do this. So I'm like, a miser.
Yeah.
But it's life's lessons, man. I can't make up for time.
Yeah.
But I can value the time that I have.
Absolutely, man.
And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
You know what? I've shared with a few people that you were coming on today, and you probably expect this type of response, right? Because I'm sure, being what who you are, what you've been through, all that, you probably get judged a lot.
Oh, yes.
Right? And, some of the people I shared it with, they're like, what are you, fucking nuts? They're like, you're going to have him on? I'm like, yeah. Why not? I'm like, they're like, aren't you afraid? Like, are you afraid? I'm like, of what? I'm like, he's a human being. Right? And people are like, well, why? I'm like, because this is just an open table for conversation. And it's like, I know he's doing good things and the right thing, and I'm like, why not? They're like, oh, you know what I mean? People are like, oh man. I'm like, man, this guy's got more experience and knowledge than most people, meaning you, right? And you do.
No, I appreciate that and I agree with that, because how do you learn to combat an evil if you're just good?
Yeah.
You can't.
And not talking to people that have the experience, that have gone through the things.
Going through it.
You have to.
Yeah.
Like, because with you too, you may feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, like you've been maybe, I'll say, silenced for a long time being behind bars. Like maybe you feel like you don't really have a voice, but now you could, and now you're going to use it for the good that you're trying to do, and what, all the things that you're working on. And it's like,
exactly. And that's, you hit that on the nail on the head, because I feel like I took so much, and the change didn't come because I was scared or I wanted to be in prison, or, I wasn't with my kids, because I was over that. I was already away. I had 8 years in, and with 12 more to go. And it was like, I hated who I was. I grew up and realized who I was and what I did and how it affected people. And then I realized when I started studying psychology and reading books that what adverse childhood experiences is. And the same way everybody looks at that girl, Gypsy Rose, like, you can't blame somebody, which you can hold them accountable, but you can't totally blame them when their brain's not fully developed and they have no idea how to deal with trauma. They just act out. It's like putting a kid on an island and he turns the corner one day and there's a wild boar standing there, he's going to fight it because he don't know. Nobody told him what to run or to get away from it or just leave it alone. No, it's evil. It's bad. And the same way with me, I didn't know. Even though I say, well, you knew right from wrong. I knew right from wrong, but I didn't know what the adversities were in my life and how to confront them. I just dealt with what I dealt with in the way I thought was right because other people were doing it. And it's not right. I was young.
And you knew nothing different.
Nothing different. But once I learned and educated myself on other ways of life, and I started to see the pain and suffering, and not just in people around me, but just strangers. Like I see a child on a St. Jude commercial, I cry. You know what I mean? Because now I know, the suffering the parents are going through, and that poor child's dealing with. Like we got to do more to help them. You know what I mean? And this has been something I've been passionate about for over 12 years. I mean, and been networking and working on and trying to help. I want to help corrections. I want them to call me into the prison. I'll talk to the men. It worked on Bravo Block. I know it'll work.
I'll go with you.
Yeah. If I can build out and say, listen, let me come in here and talk, man. Let me let them know, man, the cops ain't the enemies, man.
On the Stacks will be back in a flash after a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Elevation Wellness, NEPA's premier wellness center located on Mundy Street in Wilkes-Barre. From pro athletes to busy parents, Elevation Wellness is leading the conversation when it comes to bettering your health through integrative medicine. Founded by NEPA native Louis Helmecke, Elevation Wellness offers physician-formulated and guided treatments that are administered by registered nurses. To learn more about how you can experience the benefits of IV vitamin therapy, multivitamin booster shots, non-invasive aesthetics, or peptide, NAD, red light, and compression therapy, visit elevation-wellness.com or follow them on Instagram at Elevation Wellness NEPA. All On the Stacks listeners will receive 10% off their first purchase with code STACKS at checkout. Call 570-762-9400 or visit elevation-wellness.com to book your appointment today. Elevation Wellness, taking your health to new heights.
A lot of times when people are in car accidents, kind of forget what we should do. First and foremost, call 911. Then, get out of your car before moving it and take pictures. It's so important to capture what the cars look like immediately following the accident. Finally, call your insurance carrier and make a claim.
To learn more, visit Anzalone Law offices online at anzalonelaw.com. This episode is brought to you by Loop Internet. Are you tired of buffering, lagging, and slow internet speeds? Look no further. Introducing Loop Internet, Northeastern Pennsylvania's fastest and most reliable internet service provider. With Loop Internet, you can stream, game, and work from home seamlessly. Say goodbye to interruptions and hello to lightning-fast connections. Loop Internet offers both residential and business fiber. Fast-track the future with their 10-gigabyte fiber and join the Loop Internet family today. Visit Loop Internet online at loopinternet.com or call 1-888-808-5667. Again, that's 1-888-808-5667. Or visit them online at loopinternet.com. Loop Internet, where speed meets reliability. And now we're back on the Stacks.
We're our own worst enemies by thinking that it's the police that put us here. No, we put ourselves here. Even if you're wrongfully convicted, go about it the right way. Don't have a grudge against every person working because 9 times out of 10, these people are working to pay bills. And it's hard. So don't just automatically, and that's a lot of the conflict is the guard, the convict relations. And it goes on the guard side too, because they teach them that we're all liars, we're all manipulators, we're all evil, we're all this and that. And judge a book by its cover. If a guy's a manipulator, if a guy is a convict and he's not changing, then you know what the fuck he is. But if you sit down and talk to me for 20 minutes, you'll see that I'm not that convict no more. And I'll give it to you straight. If I want something from you, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to say, man, do me a favor. You go eat. You can bring me onion back from the kitchen. That's the extent of my damage. I'll cook you all the food you want to eat with me. We're both men. You're hungry. I'm hungry. There's no harm. There's no drugs in this. We're eating a meal together. What's wrong with that? They do it in Switzerland. Other prisons, they interact. They let the convicts. I even have an idea. Big problem I see. I faced it. Coming home, you make no money in prison.
This is a major problem, by the way. I know exactly what you're going to say.
No money. Okay.
No reintroduction to society.
Nothing. And they have all these so-called programs to help you get funding, but it's like 80 hours of red tape, and the parole board wants you to work. So how are you going to work and go to this? It's impossible. There's not enough time to do it. And my PO, we were just laughing about it, me and her, just cracking up about it. And I said, other states do it. The feds do it. The feds get contracts. They make money. Pennsylvania has correctional industries where they get contracts from like hospitals. They do the license plates. They do clothing. They do soaps. And they pay the inmates a little better. Not minimum wage. Not even $5 an hour. They pay them about $1.70 an hour compared to the 61 cents I was making an hour cutting hair. Cutting hair.
That's a lot more.
A skilled barber manager master's license, cutting hair all day, you make 61 cents. And
that's insane.
I might work 8 hours, but they're only going to pay me for 6. Oh, the lunch you go stop for count, you don't get paid for that the whole day. So you get you 6 hours. Can't survive. Cable $17. You can't save no money.
So you made $3 and like 60 cents.
And soap costs $2 a bar. Toothpaste is $6 a tube. You want to buy some soups, you can't even get by the month. If you don't know family looking out for you, you're done. You got to eat whatever they serve, and the food's gotten way worse. So anyway, back to my idea, which is why not separate 3 points in the state: East, Central, West. One facility. Maybe we could reach out to a hedge fund, a Drexel, a college that wants to talk about criminal recidivism or something like that, and get a sponsorship. Build an outside area, houses maybe 100 people. Put a fence around it. Local warehouses all over the place within driving distances. Give a guard a job. They got plenty of buses and vans sitting around they use for transport. Set aside 3 of them. Load them up every day. Drive the guys to work. Let them work 8, 10-hour shifts, whatever. Earn that money, that real paycheck, that $15, $20 and that whatever the warehouse is paying, and bring them back to that secure facility, not inside the prison where they're tempted to bring anything in. They're separate from the rest of the prison. They're within 2 years of their minimum. They're getting ready to go home. 65% of that money goes right towards their savings. 15% court cost and fines. All right? So now we're at 80%, okay? Say another 10% towards living. You know, the jail ain't got to pay for their food. They buy their own food there. And then 5% miscellaneous and 5% recreation. They're saving 65%. So now we're looking at it. In $15, that's like 40 grand they can save in 2 years. They'll go home with a nest egg and also network with other programs that are out there. You know, Tomorrow's Neighbors is a big thing. Check it out. Really big thing. I love it. Right? Reach out to him. He's a really good dude. And they got housing for him, right? No down payment, no month, first month, last month. Get right in there. You pay your rent every week, whatever it costs. This guy goes home with 30 grand in his pocket, get a little vehicle. He already had the job, so you might want to stay in his area and locate to one of these facilities. Now he's a productive member. He's not going to risk going home and throwing away his money and going back into his street of selling drugs, nothing. He's got a head start. And he just was in jail for how many years? At least over 2 years. You know, you got to be, I say, qualified to get for this program, at least have 4-year minimum. And it's not costing the state nothing because we could find outside funding. It's not hard for people to invest in something like this. They tried to do it with Chester and that Scandinavian program, which it fell through because it was inside the institution. You can't let guys go outside. And you got John the Kingpin sitting there that's got money. And he said, yo, you working outside? Yo, I'll give you $1,000 if you bring this package in for me. Just shove it in your ass and bring it in. I give you $1,000 every week. This guy ain't making nothing. He's making 61 cents an hour. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But now you give him this opportunity where he's making real money and he's separate, men and women. Think about how much that'll knock off the chances of men and women going home and committing in this state.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the kind of programs they need, not these mandatory, take drug and alcohol, take violence. The guy don't want it. You're making him take it. Offer programs that benefit him, that he can take and do things with. Like you get into this work release thing, you take these programs that helps you. Yeah. When you want to change, you'll find change. When you don't want it, you're going to stay miserable.
Stay the same.
And you're going to fight the man.
Yep.
You're going to fight the system.
Gets worse.
It gets worse.
Just gets worse.
It gets worse.
And that's just a trickle down, domino effect.
And all the way down. And like I said, I don't want to fight the Department of Correction. I want to unite with the Department of Correction.
Work with them.
I want to unite. I want to say, listen, use my 32 years, it's so sad, experience dealing with the Pennsylvania state prison system to your advantage. Ask me. I'm an open book. You want to ask me about drugs? You want to ask me about phones, what they're doing wrong, how they're getting? Ask me. I'll tell you how to stop it. Get the tablets they got. Put the phones on the tablets for the guys. Let the guys call their family. Let the guys video visit on the tablets they have. Y'all want to restrict the tablets thinking they're going to go on the internet. Block the internet. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Give them access to their family. Let them sit in the cell every day and have access to that tablet, the video screen with their kids. Let daddy read their kids a bedtime story past 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? There's no harm in that. This is what the penitentiary needs in order for people to want to change.
To want to change.
Yeah. Not force change. And then stick you to a parole agent on the
make
street.
you go do this, this, and this.
Yeah, and then throw you on the street with no money.
Nah.
And say you have to pay $10 a month to the parole board. You can't even pay $10 to buy deodorant yet because you ain't got a job. You're like, yes, what the fuck am I going to do?
Go right back to selling drugs.
Yeah. And then here's your cousin on the corner. I'm like, damn, homie, you home? What's up, man? I ain't see you in a minute. Oh, yo, you the money? Well, look, it's $200. Oh, and take this Coke right here. Go ask for you. What the fuck? What do you expect?
Yeah.
He's sitting here, nothing. I'm not saying it's right. It's 100% wrong, but we have to do something. And this is why when you say people judge and stuff like that, of course, but talk to me. All you got to do is sit down and talk to me. I could have came home, and I actually have live videos that I'm going to put on with guys that were around 10th and Oregon that can tell stories about me that I went to see. And one of them's a really good guy. He never really got caught up in nothing, but he was around us. And he tells stories about the trains and everything. And he's sitting there saying, we're still alive, man. We're still here. He said, and look at my brother, man. I look like I'm 10 years younger than him. He said, man, you look great, man. And he says, listen, the way you sound and the way you are sincere. I said, yeah, man. I said, because it's real. It's not a front. I am who I am. And I wear everything on my sleeve, man. Every tattoo I got is the story. There's not one tattoo on my body that doesn't mean nothing. And I put them there so as a reminder to myself every time that I wake up and I look at one of them, that was a pain or that was a joyful memory in my life. And I'll never forget it and I'll never regret it and I'll never go back and dwell on it, but I always move forward from it. And that's what I constantly do, man.
It's a lesson. It's a lesson.
And I said every lesson and every blessing, always, man. And no matter how bad a situation is, always know there's someone out there in a worse situation.
Always.
And a lot of times it's the kids. And we're grown adults, man. If we can't deal with it and brush our shoulders off and pick ourselves up and move forward, then what are the kids going to do? They're going to keep shooting each other. They're going to keep shooting cops. They're going to keep selling drugs. They're going to keep running around and treating women bad and, causing confusion and not going to school. And this is what we need to change. And it starts with what? Like I said, it starts with us, and it needs to start with this cycle of incarceration. And something needs to be done. Like I said, this new governor we got, man, I really, he has good intentions, I think. You know what I mean? As far as like certain things that I heard he wanted to do and I hope that people can come together and, you know what I mean, organize. And I said, anybody wants to reach out to me. I don't care, district attorneys, police officers, I'm willing to talk about anything. Any ideas they have, they need somebody to come scared straight, call me. I'll come. You know what I mean? You
pour some water on them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm there, man. Listen, I'm there, man. Like I said, I've seen it all. You know what I mean? And that's only a trickle of what really can be there. I mean, like, there's a million things that we can discuss and talk about, like the relationship that I have with Chris today. Like, and the things he's been doing is like, I just love that man. Like, he's a really true friend. Like, it's hard to count on one hand how many friends you have.
Yeah, that's very true.
I can literally count infinity on the associates and people I called friends I had. I can't even remember their names. I was on my friends list, and I got 700 and some people already that, and seriously, there's a couple of them weirdos on there that I didn't know who they were. But I was going through the friends, the people associates I know. There's over 300 and some of them that are following me, and they reached out to me, and they're all over now. They're scattered. Most of them are in Florida, Boca areas, and stuff. But it's funny. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, wow, I knew all these fucking people. I can't remember half of the stuff they ever said to me, but yet I can remember everything Chris says. I can remember everything Shiz says. My man Sean, just now riding up here. I'm on the phone with him. He's like, damn, I would have came with you. I said, but you told me you had to pick your daughter up at 3:30. He said, dude, she didn't go to school today. I'm like, I didn't know. And we were on the phone this morning, and he knew I just didn't say nothing to him. You'd have loved to meet him. Oh, man, he's a character.
We gotta link it up.
Me, him, and Chris went to dinner. Chris had the best night of his life, Ashley. Best night of his life. Around him, we had a ball, man. We had a ball. You know, just ate, reminisced about being on the block together, you know, because we were all there. And it was just like, we're three guys just hanging, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no gray or browns. There's no cop or convict. It's just three men who consider themselves friends hanging out. And there's no difference. There's no corruption. There's no nothing illegal.
One's not better than the other.
No.
Nothing.
Fair, man. And it was like the most realest moment since I've been home to see him and him sitting across from me. And I'm taking pictures. They don't even know it. I'm taking videos. I'm posting it. I'm like, yeah, look at this, man. Like, we talked about this jokingly in jail. Like, one day we'll get out in the street and hang out or
We'll
something.
be here.
Yeah. And it was like, did I believe it? No. Did Chris believe it? Probably not. Like, oh, this guy ain't going to go home.
Yeah, it's never gonna
He's
happen.
Gonna go
Are you
home
kidding me?
What?
Yeah.
To have Chris and John come to my release day with my children and my two infant grandson twins and walk out that door and they recorded it. I don't know if you've seen the video.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. Like, to experience that and to be able to say, this is my man, this is my friend, man, and how we met, guard and convict, you know, and how the prison thought, oh my God, they're doing something wrong. I even went to the hole and was locked down for 15 days because another convict who they are told, don't believe nothing they say, hating, turned around and told on his best friend who had a cell phone and said, he has a cell phone and I think they got it from him because I seen the guard hand him something. And they came and took me under investigation, put me in a hole, no, one pair of underwear, one shirt for 14 days. And nothing was going on. And the captain of security came to me and said, just tell us what guard's doing it and I'll get you closer. I'll get you to Chester, real close to your family. And I'll give you free cable till you go home and I'll give you all the commissary you want. Just tell me what guard's doing it. I said, dude, whatever guy is lying to you, blowing smoke up your ass, your head's getting bigger right in front of me. They're hardworking dudes. We're not doing that. I'm a security. I know shit goes. Yeah, there's phones down there. You found the phone. They're all over. Guys are bringing them in through the visiting room. It's not them two guards down there. This fuck. And I said, I tell you, the guy that told you, I said, the rat faggot bastard that got moved off of Bravo block and they stuck him on J block. I know who told you. I said, and he's playing you like a fucking fiddle, and you're going after your own. And it was bullshit. He wound up getting relieved from security, the captain, and everything. But I sat in the hole for them 15 days. And I would have sat longer because that's how much I cared about them guards being real.
That's respect, man.
Yeah, and that's what Chris said sealed the deal with him. When he seen me do that with no animosity, I didn't come out and ask for nothing. I didn't want nothing.
Yeah, you weren't mad. You weren't.
No. I was so upset that the guard, and I know security has to do their job and investigate, and yeah, you want to stop the threat of escape and all that.
Yeah.
And all, of course.
Yeah.
But get your facts
But they were wrong. They were wrong.
And never admitted it to me. And what they did, they wanted to put another guard down on the block to try to investigate to see if we were still hiding. After Chris wound up getting injured and going out, his guard stayed down there with me for about a year. He came to me one day and opened up and said, you know what, man, they told me to come down here and check you out and think you guys are doing something and there's no way this guy's this way and he's got to be making money off it. I said, check my account. You see money coming in like that? He's like, no, it ain't even that. I know you now. This fucking bullshit. You're just a good dude. Like you want a cup of coffee, hang out, bullshit. And make sure to block everybody has a good day. He said, I enjoy coming to work to talk to you now. But a year and a half ago, I thought you were the fucking John Gotti or something. He said,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it proves it wrong. You know what I mean? Like, does the shit go on? It goes on. Did I know about it? Yeah, I knew about it. Am I going to tell on the guy? No, I wouldn't tell on the guard. I wouldn't tell on the convict. Now, if security does their job and finds out, I'm not mad at them either. You know, you did your job. But don't come to me saying, help us and we'll give you. I don't want nothing to hurt nobody else. Because I did too much of that in my life. So I'm never going to do that again. So that's what made me more upset was like, you trying to offer me to get closer to home and give me commissary and free cable to throw somebody's life under it? What if I was an asshole convict and wanted to lie? Oh, yeah, it was him. Give me that.
Yeah.
You would have jumped all over that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Probably brought me to court, threw me on the stand. I'm lying the whole time. Yeah, just for cable, commissary, and closer to my kids. Oh, yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
Come on. This has got to stop. That's the kind of stuff I talk about. Like I said, it's a very small percentage, but it's enough to affect people. And that really could have affected me if I was like depressed at the time and I'm in a hole and they don't come by and check on you. I was in a single box with no window. I could have used a sheet, hung myself. And then it happened before. It has happened over the years. You know what I mean? And like that's wrong. Like you putting a man in that kind of situation that did nothing wrong and after being in jail for over a decade and trying to do the right thing. Even though I was strong-willed and spiritually I wasn't ever going to think about that. And I could have sat in that cell another month if it would help the guards out. I would have sat there for 60 days. I might have went on a fast.
That's some serious mental strength.
I hope so. I pray on that. I deal with it. I mean, like I said, we all have mental things that go through our mind. And like I said, it affects me at times. You know, I think sometimes if I give the wrong advice to my kids, if I say something, which I did since I've been home, I invaded my daughter's space a little bit, trying to change, you know, things that she's been doing on her own for years, thinking I got a better way to show you, baby. And my way might be good, but her works for her. But I couldn't see that. And I had to take my friend Lisa and my girl Tina to tell me like, yo,
chill.
You invaded her. A little bit. Yeah, step back a little bit. Like she's not your 9-year-old daughter no more. She's a 29-year-old woman with some kids and jobs and responsibilities, and she's happy with having a couple dishes in the sink. You know what I mean? Where I'm in there, like, gotta get them all clean. OCD'd out from being in prison. Like, you know what I mean? Trying to, and thinking how my mom did. But my mom was a homemaker, so she didn't have to work. My daughter worked 16-hour shift at the hospital. She don't want to come home and wash 5 dishes. She'll do it tomorrow. Me, I'm like, no, I'll do it. I was there 45 days babysitting and changing diapers. I thought I was doing something. I was causing her stress. So that's the kind of mental stuff I said. I'm mentally strong when it comes to my change and my mission, but I have to be mentally strong for people around me and recognize signs and feelings because I'm a little blinded to that. I am. Like, sometimes I don't get the hint. I'm overbearing. Like, I'll take over and like, and even my buddy Shiz says it. Like, yo, dude, I've been home 7 years. You've been home 70 days. Slow the fuck down. Slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Pump your brakes a little bit. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to print up 1,000 shirts for MBK like this. And he's like, no, dude, we got this.
Yeah.
You know, baby steps. Let's walk it out, you know?
So what do you think, like the, you know, I'll say like entrepreneur, you know, business guy or gal can learn from your street experience? Like your experiences, I say, in the street, right? Bad shit that you did, good shit, your time in prison. What can someone learn? What do you think people can learn from your experiences?
Determination and dedication. Okay. You have to be determined to do whatever business idea that you have. You have to literally visualize it. Like I use a board. Even when I was in the game, in the drug game, where most drug dealers got a package, put it in paper, put it in the thing. I would always look at ways where I can venture out and distance the threat, but increase the profit. So when you're doing a business idea, and I tell people all the time, storyboard it, man. Really, really, really visualize if you want to open up a deli and you want to sell sandwiches. What kind of sandwiches do you want to sell? Do you want to sell everything like Subway, everything else? You want to be different. You want to bring, you don't have to invent the wheel. Just change it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Make it better.
Make it better. And I got that from the streets, and I also got that from being in prison. I always would change things around and look at things in a different way to present it to the people. I might take an idea that you have, I really like it, but put my twist on it. You know what I mean? Just give it a little bit, you know? Edison had a good idea, but Tesla's was better. I mean, always look at it like that. And that's what I do in business now. Like I'm a good business mind, but I'm eagerly speedy in making decisions sometimes. So that's where my better judgment, like my friend Shiz, and
so patience.
Patience, yeah. Patience. I tell people, be patient. You know, businesses, you know, and I know, most of them fail within 6 months. But if you believe in it and you're determined enough, and you got to put in the effort. Like I said, I believe in the fast lane. I don't mean the fast lane and hustling. Don't just settle for the average 9 to 5 if you have a dream. All right, going to college and having $100,000 in debt and working 10 years just to pay off the debt and retiring at 65, hoping you live another 5 years to spend some of your retirement money is sad to me. I'm not telling you to do nothing wrong, but if you have an idea and you think you can put 5 years of your life into this idea where when you take off, you're making money, that's when you're winning. That's how I look at it. So if you see that, if you can see that and realize that, okay, I got to dedicate these next 2 years hardcore into this business idea and bring it to reality and give everything I got, knowing that you're not going to be that guy 25 years from now still working on that back-breaking job, because that job, that dedication you put them 2 years in, 24/7, you did that, it's going to give you freedom in the long run. And that's what I learned. You know what I mean? I did it in the game and messed it up. Spent them, they could have took that money and bought Bitcoin, I don't know, and been somebody. But now at 50, almost 51, understanding the process, anything that I venture into, I'm going to put my all into it, 100%. And anybody that's along the ride with me, that I see the same effort and the same percentage, I'm going to bring them right with me. And I'm going to say, we can do this. And you have an idea, and I know you're putting that 100 in there, and you say, listen, man, we can co-combine that to this, I'm with it. If I know you're real, and I'm real, because real recognize real. And I tell people all the time, man, I wasn't born to be perfect, but I was born to be real. You know what I mean? That's the best advice I can give.
You know what the little tagline of my show is here? Real talk on purpose.
I love that. You did say that to me. Yep. And that's it. That's it. See that? I forgot that. And I know you just
reminded me of it.
And maybe subconsciously it's in my head floating because I've been doing this. Yeah. And that's why I said, see, it brings it together.
Yeah.
You know, two people.
Yeah.
Similar ideas.
Right.
Different spectrums of life.
Yeah. And going back to, I'm going to take it back to, like I said, when I shared with some people, who you are, some of your past experiences and that you're coming on the show, and people are like, oh man, are you sure about that? Are you sure? Like they're all nervous, And I'm like, it's like real. It's just real talk on purpose.
That's it, man.
That's it.
That's all I'm doing.
That's it.
Yeah. And it's beyond real because it's reality too. Think about it. Everything we're saying is just us being who we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the ideas are just coming, and the camaraderie is natural.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I love about it. Because I've seen a lot of podcasts and watched a lot of
You've had a lot of time to.
Yeah. And it's really been like a blessing to see you. And like I said, I love Kevin Hart to heart, how he talks to the people. And I feel like you do the same. You don't impose your will. You don't make anybody feel like you have to talk about a specific idea. It goes anywhere, man. Wherever it goes, man. Whatever road we travel, we're like Dorothy, man. I'm the Tin Man. Let's go.
Saddle
you know
up.
what I mean? Yellow brick roads. Let's walk it. Let's walk it and talk it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I appreciate that.
No, I big props, man. Big props, man. You know what I mean? And more people need to understand, like when they said judgment.
Yeah.
Don't be so quick to judge.
That's right.
Because one day we're all going to be judged by something.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you want to be on that end where you can say that, I'm not overly judging people and telling them that, you're always going to be bad. Because you could be 1 inch away from the fire of hell. Yeah. And then turn around and be amongst those in the gates of heaven because you changed that and you helped and saved people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People miss that story, And like I said, my wrongs are my wrongs, my consequences are my consequences. I could live with them forever. And like I said, I'm going to be on this parole for 20 years. And I don't regret it.
Yeah, what does that mean? 20 years on parole. What is that?
20 years mean that I have to answer to people. I don't mind it though. I like it. I actually like my parole agent. I like to go see her.
Hold you accountable?
Yeah. I like accountability. I hate responsibility. Responsibility, I'm responsible, but are you accountable? Okay? Anybody can be responsible. I can pay a phone bill, I'm responsible. Put gas in my car, I'm responsible. But am I accountable? I rotate my tires. Do I do everything else to the car that needs to be done? No. How many people don't do that? I ask people all the time, you rotate your tires? What, huh? Yeah. You can do that? But no, accountability is everything.
It is.
And I enjoy accountability. And maybe it stems from being in prison so long that you have to be accountable for everything. I enjoy it. I went to the parole office, man, and I posted a thing where I was walking in, and I literally was in there for 10 minutes. I wanted to stay longer because we were talking good. But she's like, I got nothing else for you, man. Yo, best of luck with the podcast. Yo, I love it. Keep me, yo, tag me, yo, get me in there. And I walked out, and I said, you know what, man? Let me toast this. Do the right thing. Follow the rules, man. You're in and out the parole office. You guys are, I gotta go see my PO, man. What the fuck? What's wrong with it? If you're doing the right thing and you're out here trying to make yourself better, they're not against you. And even if you get a dickhead parole agent, speak out. Don't just bite. Go say, oh, man, listen, talk to the supervisor. I don't like the way this dude's, I'm not doing nothing wrong. He's treating me, and they'll get on him. They will. It's different now. They'll work with you. These guys are out there talking about some, oh, man, no. Because why? You want to go run around and do nothing? No, be accountable. Like you said, be accountable.
That's it, man.
That's it, man.
That's it.
And I want people to see that about me. I'm accountable. Like you hold me accountable. You know, if I say something that's not true or I say something that offends somebody, tell me. I'm a big boy. I'll apologize in a minute, man.
Yeah, listen, you just sat here and just told me the last, 40 years of your life and all the shit that you did wrong and bad and good and everything in between, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I don't, like I said.
Most people won't even talk about little mistakes, let alone
listen.
Some of the, I'll say some of the big things, right, that you've done, and, like you're sitting here right now, just telling it like it is, and just. Because
I want people to realize.
And learn. And people to learn.
I want them to see it, man, because.
There's so much I think people can learn from you.
I hope, man. I try to teach myself something new every day. I mean, especially with these phones. Listen, this thing is so powerful. They didn't have this in NASA when they put men on the moon. So this thing is in your hand. This thing is a device. This thing can make you millions.
Yeah.
Literally. And look at all the fools on there using it, trying to rob everybody. But just do the right thing.
Yeah.
You could
take advantage of it.
You could have it. Back in the day when I had a moving company, I think I spent like $3,000 one week on advertisements to try to get Bloomsburg College, Misericordia, to get the kids coming back and forth from school to move their furniture to get back more money. And now I could literally do that for what? Nothing. For real.
Yeah.
I could go on Facebook and say, oh, anybody come from college, reach out to me. I can go on Instagram post.
Yep.
I can, free. Or I can get a website for dirt cheap that nowhere near $3,000 and advertise.
Yep. People
don't see that. They're so worried about following who's doing this, who's doing that, who's twerking, oh, who's this? Oh my God, the Kardashians. Come on.
Yeah, stop comparing yourself.
Yeah. Now, big shout to Kim too. I love what Kim's doing with her social movement, with her prison reform and everything. I watched them grow up in prison because I was nothing else to do. I watched all the reality shows. I mean, they call me the series king. You want to know about a series?
You watched them all.
I watched them all.
Seen them all.
Everything from The Shield on up. I didn't miss none. Rescue Me. I'm a Walking Dead fanatic. I mean, I'm still waiting for Michonne and Rick to get back together. But big shots to Kim, man, because watching her grow up and become who she is and that social reform thing, like she really needs to understand the prison systems. Like she really is trying to help those that need help. And like I said, she wants to ever reach out and really know about the prison. Hit you up on the stacks, hashtag on the stacks.
That's right.
You get in touch with me, I'll be there, man. I'll go to Cali if we have to. There were no problem. Get on the plane, tell the PR, it's like I go see Kardashians about some real prison reform.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're gonna really make a difference here.
Yeah.
I'm with it, man.
So what's next for you?
My own podcast. Maybe I won't be you, but I'll be content. And we have a lot of stories that I really didn't get into because it's too much time to go in there. I tried to give you the gist of everything.
Yeah, this is already a two-parter, but we're gonna. I feel like there'll be a part 3 and a part 4 at some point.
I mean, we can literally narrow things down to breaking down the drug game. There's things I'm willing to tell that not that get anybody in trouble, but that I did personally that involved me directly with no names I can get into. And that's what me and my buddy Rocky that's helped me out along with Chris. He's like you. You guys sound alike. Had the same vision. He was a banker for years, 2 divorces, tons of money wasted on divorces and kids. And he just passionate about this. And he's been by my side since I've been in prison. 2007, he reached out. And we grew up since we were 6 years old. He lived, I'm 26, 20. My mom, Percy, he was 26, 22. So that's how close we were from bikes. Riding bikes together. And all these years later, he's 50, he'll be 53. And he's seen what I was doing and just said, listen, man, let me get on board. I got some equipment. I know the software. I know how to do this. And he taught me more in the past month than I learned on the internet myself. And I couldn't for hours. He's just like seconds. I'm like, wow. So right now we're looking for location. I have a novel, fictional novel, based off of my life, but it's like umpteenly exaggerated. But everybody I know is in the novel. I give a shout out to everybody from 10th and Oregon, everybody from my life, family, friends, even guards at Dallas got roles in the book because I just use character development by people I know because Sid feels that's the best way to do it because you can make it more real. And I'm looking to release it hopefully around Memorial Day, beginning of June, because I want to get everything ready. I got clothing line coming out under MBK, Pros and Cons. Me and my buddy got a couple things we're working on, Shiz. So hopefully that'll be up and running within the next 2 weeks. And hopefully by March, mid-March, I'll have this Pros and Cons going. Working with On the Stacks, whatever. Come back, I'll be here, whatever you need me, man.
Well, if you bring me a cheesesteak.
I will bring you an Oregon steak.
Yeah, I was going to say,
big shot.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oregon steaks, man. My buddies, man. No, like I said, once we need some sponsorship, I know they're on board, man. So, yeah, once they see this interview in full, that's all they're waiting on.
They got the cheddar.
They got the cheddar, man. They got the best cheese steak. I will definitely bring you. It might be cold, but I will bring you up that. And they had the best inside-out pizzas around.
Inside-out pizza?
Never heard of a Panzerotti, Florida style?
I don't know.
Phenomenal. And this guy, I'm telling you right now, he makes the best. He uses the best meat, everything on. My niece works there, and the place has been there since I was actually going to try to buy the building back in the day, and I had money, but that fell through. He wound up getting it. I was in jail. He's younger than me, but he did a phenomenal job. Changed it. It's gorgeous. Food's phenomenal. Everything's great. I will definitely bring you up the inside out pizza.
Or I'll come down. I got to come down.
Come down, man. I'll take you on a tour. I'll walk you through this conversation.
Yeah.
I'll take you to the corners, the spots. We can film it and everything.
Yeah.
I'll show you where my dad took his last breath. You know what I mean? And it's literally a block from my mom's house, around the corner. I mean, I don't even like walking by that place, you know what I mean, years later because of the thought of him laying there, you know what I mean? At 11, I didn't think of that. But now I was older than him. You know, he only made it to 35. You know, here I am, house amazing, 51 almost. You know, I'll definitely take you. I'll take you everywhere down there. You'll meet people, you'll laugh. We'll go to the same pizza place that Joey Marlino and them went to, and they loved me there. They couldn't believe I was home when I walked in. I was actually hiding, and me and my buddy sat down, and she walked up, and yeah, we'll get this, we'll get that. And she looked at me, he's like, you know what this is? And she looked at me. The beard's different. I never had the beard, you know. And she said, Dennis? I said, oh my God, when'd you get out? I was like, phenomenal. Here's the pizzas. And we'll go. You come down, man, Bill. We'll do it up.
We got to do it.
Right.
We got to do it. We got to do it, man.
We'll do it up, man.
We got to do it up big.
Big time, man. That's all I do,
yeah.
man. Yeah, do it big, do it right. You know what I mean? The right
all
way.
in.
All in or
all
nothing.
In.
That's it, man.
All in.
Yeah, everything on the table.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
I love it, man.
I love
this it. This was great. It was a pleasure.
Oh, man. It was so enjoyable, man. So enjoyable, man. And I just hope that people see that what you're about is just real talk, man.
Yeah.
It is, man. This is something that people really need to, especially in this area, they need it.
Yeah.
Because it's getting bad. I remember Wilkes-Barre, when I was at retreat 34 years ago, we used to play in Kirby Park. The jail used to go into the park and play against other bars. We had an outside community team. Big difference. So nice.
Yeah.
Now I hear all the violence, the gangs, the guns. It's killing me. And it's like, it's not the neighborhood's fault. It's, like I said, the lack of raising the child, the villages. And they need to understand that life doesn't pay off, man. Death, incarceration, that's it. There's no happy. Scarface didn't make it. Pablo didn't make it. El Chapo's in jail. Where you think you're going? You ain't getting bigger than them. You're not going to be nowhere. Oh, I'll just do it for a minute. It's impossible. That's what I said. I was in that halfway house. I made that $7,000. And I said, damn. To my wife, look, I made $7,000. I don't want to go back to jail. But look, I'll do this for just a couple months. A baby and we'll be all right. And I got out the halfway house. I get my $13,000. Man, it was years later. You don't give it up.
No.
You get addicted.
It goes deeper and deeper.
Deeper and deeper, man. That's my name of my book, Deeper Than Blood.
There we go.
That's what it's about. I'm telling you, it's deeper than blood. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So look out for the book, too. I'm going to get it out to y'all. I'm going to try to get it out on digital as soon as possible. You know, it's a little hard because I actually had it on a disc. So, yeah, I remember 2012, my buddy Rocky, when I finished it, he copied onto a disc. And now I get the disc on the PDF was like impossible. Who's got a disc drive? I thought they were everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got to go like the office bag. Like, oh, okay.
It's a relic.
It's a relic. Yeah. Like, you know, I got VHS
God.
tapes I wanted my mom. I said, where they at? I want to see the ones from back in the Oh, I gotta,
Can't even play them.
No, what's that?
Yeah.
My grandson's like, what is that big thing you brought over
Doesn't
here?
even know.
I showed him a VHS. He had a heart. What is that?
The hell is that?
It plays movies. Hell, he's looking for the screen. He's like, where's the screen? How's it play a movie?
Yeah, that's a weird looking iPad.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah.
My granddaughter, 4, she gets on the phone. She's like all over the place. I'm like, I can't do that. How you do that? Show Papa how you did that.
Yeah.
She's like,
Crazy.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I'm like, dumb as a brick.
So how can, in the meantime, how can people connect with you online? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Just look up Dennis Cavaliere. I mean, I'm on Facebook under MBK Pros and Cons. I'm under Dennis Cavaliere. I mean, I'm not too hard to find. I'm not hidden. I don't hide nothing. Everything's public. You know what I mean? Yeah, just reach out to you. I know you can definitely get in touch with me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm hopefully going to have his website up soon. I'm working on it now because I didn't want to jump into nothing too fast. It's only been, like I said, 60 days. I'm scared. I don't want to, because I already got robbed twice trying to put something together, and I thought it was real, and I tried to get the information. Next thing I gave him my card, and I clicked the button because my card's on the phone.
Scammed, gone.
Yeah. I didn't know until my bank said he's got a fraud alert. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Too late. Too late.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I had to get a new card. So I'm taking it slow, but yeah. Me and Rocky, he's got a cold right now, my buddy Rocky. So he's my go-to guy, and John's really busy. He helps out with my videos and edits everything. And I got about 25 more shorts done and some trailers done for the podcast. I got some videos coming together. So just reach out to me, man. Dennis Cavaliere, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
MBK Pros and Cons. You see it on there. It's on the Instagram. It's on there. It's Facebook. So yeah, just hit me up, man. You know?
Yeah. All right, man. And I got to come down for a cheesesteak, and
yeah,
we got to do it up.
Do it up, man.
All right.
As soon as you get with me, we're there, brother.
That's it.
All right, man.
All right.
Been fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. Dennis Cavaliere on the Stacks in the Blue Door Studio. Thanks for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
If you want to see more On the Stacks content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/onthestackspodcast or search the hashtag OnTheStacks on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.